Hi guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, thank you for subscribing. If you haven't already subscribed, I hope by the end of this video you will have found a reason to hit the subscribe button. But for today's video, I'm doing a cooking video and a life update video because I've been so MIA on YouTube. I thought I would let you guys in on what's been happening in my life and basically what I've been up to. But let's get into the food first. Okay, so we're making Biangbiang noodles. They're basically Chinese hand-pulled noodles, and the Biangbiang comes from the slapping sound that the noodles make when you're pulling them. So firstly, I have a mirror behind the camera because you guys know how awkward I am on camera, so it's much easier for me to talk to myself in the mirror than it is on camera. So if you see me looking that way, just know that I'm looking at myself in the mirror and I'm trying to get acquainted to everything that is happening around me. Okay, who's that? Who's that? Okay, so to get started, we're gonna get started with our dough. I've got 250 grams of cake flour. I'm supposed to be using wheat bread flour, but I don't have it, and you guys know I live in the rural end of nowhere, so there's absolutely no chance that I'm gonna get it in town anyway. So I had to make do with cake flour. Cake flour is milled like a lot finer and it's not as strong as your bread flour, so the noodles will kind of tear when you pull them a little bit. But I do know what I'm doing, so I'm going to show you guys how to work around that. And because you have me, you won't make the same mistakes that I made when I tried the noodles. So I got you. And for 250 grams of flour, we've got half a cup of room temperature water. We're not using cold or hot water. We kind of want our dough to be firm without being too firm or too soft. So we want to be like in the middle of firm so that you can stretch but not break. Okay. And then in here I've also added a teaspoon of salt. The salt just makes your dough a lot more stretchier. And we're gonna get started and we're gonna slowly incorporate our water into our flour. As you do, you know, you don't pour everything in at once because it will clump up. Okay, oopsie. And then just work that in very slowly. So I have been MIA on YouTube and I feel like I need to explain why I have been gone from my channel for so long. The number one reason why I find it so hard to upload videos on YouTube is because YouTube for me is a lot of work. Like, it's a lot of work. I do the videography, I do the recipe development, I do the cooking, I do the editing, I do everything. And the thing is, with the camera that I'm using, I don't have that front screen thingy where you can see if you're actually if you're actually in the shot. And the thing with food filming is that I need to get like different angles so that you guys see exactly what it is that I'm doing, how it looks, blah blah blah. So it's like I have to take the video, go around, check it. No, first I have to check if the angle is correct. So I have to take a video in that angle, go around, check if the angle is correct, and then take the video, and then come around. That's just so much work. It's just a lot of work. And the other thing, YouTube, like whenever I'm gonna take a video, I always have to worry about how I look. Like, do I need to put on makeup? Do I need to dress up? Because I am at home. I don't bother with that kind of stuff. I don't bother with makeup. I don't so every time I have to shoot a video, I'm like, oh my god, I'll have to do my face. That takes an hour, you know. So it's like, by the time I'm finished doing my face, I'm just like, I don't really want to take a video anymore because I'm so tired. You guys, like, a face beat is tiring. Not if it's just me, but like it gets very tiring for me. So that's why. That's reason number one. No, that's reason number two. Because the first one is that it's actually a lot of work. The second one is that I don't want to beat my face to be on camera. So yesterday I was kind of like, I did want to do this video and I was like, you know what? I have to decide if this is a beauty page or if it's a cooking channel. Because if I am going to be so obsessed with how I look on camera, then I'm not gonna give you guys any food content. So I decided that you're gonna see my face as it is. I'm not gonna bother with makeup. I'm not gonna bother with anything. This is me. This is it. You're here for the food. You're not here for me. Okay? so just slowly try and incorporate your water into your flour, and it's not going to be a wet dough. It's going to be a very firm dough, because you don't want your noodles to break apart when you stretch them. And the third and last reason is basically because I have been so busy in the past couple of weeks. I don't like to talk about stuff that I'm working on before I have actually finished it, because then I feel like if I just don't finish it, then everyone's gonna be like, but don't you say she was doing this, but don't you say so. But I will tell you guys that in the past few weeks I have been working on my cookbook. Now it's a solo project, I guess. I don't have any backing from anybody. I am doing the recipes, I'm doing the cooking, I'm doing the photography, I'm doing the food styling, and it's honestly like a lot of work, because on a normal day I'll probably do like 3 to 5 recipes, because there's a lot of recipes in the book. So I'm doing like 3 to 5 recipes, and it takes a toll on me. By the time I am finished, I am just so exhausted. I don't want anything else. And like, I really want a book. Like, I really want a cookbook. It's something that I've always wanted, something that I've always wanted to do. And I think by me simply admitting that I wanted a cookbook now just made it a whole lot more real. It's like, I want it so badly now. Like, I want it to happen so badly that nothing is gonna stop me from making it happen. And I don't have the resources to put together a cookbook. I'm fully aware of that, but I don't know. It's just something that I want so badly. I want my recipes to be written down somewhere. I want to hold the book in my hands, and I get emotional when I talk about it, because for a long time I would have never admitted to myself or to anybody that this is something that I actually even want. So, and when it came to me, like when the book thing came to me, it felt like, you know, when you've been repressing something for so long and it finally comes out of you and it just tumbles out and there's absolutely no way to hold it back. And that's basically how the book sort of came out of me, because I put together the structure of the book in like an hour, because I was just flooded with ideas. And I feel like if I am gifted such a brilliant mind to come up with all these wonderful things, the only thank you that I can give back is to make sure that I write the book, I complete the book, and I have it done, so I can say thank you, I did something with that wonderful idea that you gave me. And the thing is, it's like I don't go through with a lot of projects that I want to do because of fear and all of those things. And the one thing now, I know that I don't have the resources to put a book together. I probably won't be able to afford to pay all of these things that come with printing and publishing a book. So even if I print one actual hard copy, I'll be happy with that, because I'm doing it for myself. It's something that I want so much, and sometimes I just daydream about me holding the book in my hands, because nothing, oh my god, I'm gonna get tears into my door. Like, nothing will make me happier, nothing. And I've told myself that I'm gonna do it, so I'm putting in a lot of work. I'm putting my heart, I'm putting my soul into it to make sure that everything is perfect and the recipes are perfect, and like, and the pictures are perfect. I've even learned to do photography. Oh my god. So yeah, I think our tier favorite dough is kind of done now. So yeah, I'm gonna have a book. I'm gonna do it for myself, for my legacy, and for my child. Like, yeah. That was the most emotionally charged dough I've ever made. But yeah, there it is. It's done, and now we're gonna rest it for 15 minutes. I'm gonna rest this for 15 minutes covered, and then we're gonna knead it, and then we're gonna repeat that 3 times. So kneading, covering every 15 minutes, and then after the 4th time, because we're gonna repeat it 3 times. After the 4th time, we're gonna rest the dough for 2 hours, and then we will get started on our noodles. And then I'm gonna go cry off camera because I'm not done. Okay, so we've gone through the kneading and resting about 4 times, and your dough should be nice and very smooth and like very smooth. And we're gonna divide this dough into 5 equal pieces. Normally I would weigh them, but I'm not feeling very fussy today, so I'm just gonna go by hand, by feeling, and hope I get 5 equal pieces. And then try to get them as equal as possible. I think the last 2 are actually quite bigger than the others, but it's fine. It's not a train smash. And then you're just gonna roll your dough pieces into lovely smooth balls. You want the top to be very smooth, and then you want to pinch the bottom just to make sure that it's properly sealed right there, and then just seal it some more. Basically make sure that it's nice and sealed. Okay, then I'm gonna do that for all the others. I enjoy working with dough. Like, I really enjoy working with dough. It's like my favorite thing, especially firm dough. I don't like touching like soft dough. Yeah, that just drives me nuts. Okay, so once you've rolled all of them into pieces, I'm just gonna show you guys what we need to do. So just gonna roll this one out. Just roll it out. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. Just roll it out to about an oval shape of sorts. Just keep rotating it, and about that size. It's gonna shrink back because you've been working the gluten, so it's totally fine. Don't worry about it. And here I've got this is vegetable oil. I'm just gonna pour some of that into my plate, and then generously coat this because you want to make sure it's heavily oiled. And I'm gonna do this the same thing for the rest of these, and I'm gonna lay all of them on this plate and make sure that they're generously coated in vegetable oil. And then I'm gonna rest this for 2 hours, and then we'll start with the noodle slapping. But for now, I'm gonna keep rolling. And what couldn't possibly be the worst day on earth? I have just dropped my phone and my screen's completely shattered, so I kind of don't want to continue with this video, but I have to because I've already started it. And in here I've got 170 grams of finely chopped up pork belly. I've marinated it in a teaspoon of rice vinegar and corn flour. I'm gonna be a little bit distracted because my mood's just completely gone downhill now. And in here I've got about a 1/4 cup of spring onion, just the white parts, that I've finely chopped, and I've also got 1 clove of garlic. And then I'm gonna get started on the spice mix first. Because this is a cumin spiced dish, there's a lot of cumin in it, and I'm using a teaspoon of cumin, ground cumin, and I'm also using a teaspoon of ground Sichuan pepper. Love Sichuan pepper. And then I'm going to use about half a teaspoon of ground coriander. About half a teaspoon. And I am going to add a teaspoon of brown sugar, whatever brown sugar I can scrape out of this. There you go, that's our spice blend done. And then we are going to get started on our sauce. And for our sauce, we're going to use a teaspoon of light soy sauce. I'm going to use a teaspoon of rice vinegar. And we're going to add a teaspoon of dark soy sauce. There we go. And then I'm going to get, this is my homemade chili oil. And I've got the recipe for this on my channel, and you can go ahead, I will link the video below. And then we're going to use a tablespoon of the chili oil. Just get every, oh my god, this is not my day. I'm gonna get about a tablespoon of the chili oil. This is really just not my day. And that is our sauce done. Okay, so it is exactly 20 minutes before the 2 hours for the noodles is up. Normally I would do the sauce and the noodles at the same time, but for the purpose of this video, I'm going to start with the sauce and then focus on the noodles so that you guys can see everything quite clearly. And to get started, I've just got about a tablespoon of oil in my wok. It's on high heat, and I'm gonna add my spring onion and garlic and just cook that up until it's nice and fragrant. It doesn't take very long on high heat. Okay, once you can start to smell the garlic and onion, you're gonna add your meat, because you don't want to burn your garlic, because burnt garlic is very acrid and very strong and unpleasant flavor. So go ahead and add your meat, and then just let this brown. Okay, our meat's cooking, and we're gonna add our spice blend. Add about all of it. Add all of it, and then stir that, and keep stirring because you don't want anything to burn. It's cooking. It smells wonderful, by the way. And then we're gonna go in with our sauce. Smells and looks amazing. Okay, then I'm gonna go in with some water just to deglaze the pan. Just to quickly deglaze the pan and get all those lovely bits at the bottom. Okay, so this doesn't take very long to cook. I'm gonna set it aside, and then I am going to get started on working on our noodles that we are gonna add here. So let's get started on our noodles. Just gonna get one piece, lay it on my counter, and then I'm gonna use a chopstick to make an indentation along, just like that. And then you're just gonna pull, sort of put pressure on your forefingers instead of your thumb, so that you don't make a hole into the noodle. And then tap And if it feels thicker along some part of the noodle, then just move to that part, stretch it, and there you go. And that tapping bang bang sound is where the name comes from. And you don't want to make them too thin. I think I am happy with that. And once it will just come apart where you made that indentation, and those are your hand pulled noodles. I've got a pot of boiling water right now. Just gonna do one more just to show you guys again. Oopsie. Just to show you guys again. So make your indentation and then you start pulling. And then bang bang, there goes the noodle. Bang bang, and you're pulling all along. As you can see, it's not breaking or tearing or anything because I've taken the time to knead and strengthen the dough. So my dough is pretty nice and firm, and it's gonna keep its shape. And there are your noodles, hand-pulled noodles. I'm gonna keep going, so it's gonna make like 5 pieces of noodle. You can make them as thin as you like or as wide as you like. But yeah, that's basically how you make bang bang Biangbiang noodles. I like calling them bang bang noodles. Okay, my sauce is heating up, and then I've got my noodle, and what you do, my water is boiling. I'm just gonna lower it gently, making sure that it's not sticking. And then once that one starts floating, I'm gonna keep adding noodles as I go along. And then once they're all cooked, I'm gonna transfer them into my sauce and add some spring onion. And that's it. That's all she wrote. Okay, so removing my noodles from my boiling water. Woo. Okay, got them. And transferring them onto my sauce. Gonna coat them with some sauce. Make sure they're lovely and coated. And add some spring onion, a lot of spring onion. And these look amazing. And then finally, I'm just gonna top them up with some more of that chili oil because I like mine quite spicy. And that's basically it. Those are your bang bang noodles. Okay, so now I have to taste them to see if they're actually worth the hype.
Yeah.
Do you think so? Get a piece of meat. Wait, meat noodle. Oh. Do you want some? Mm. It is so good. The noodles are very nice and chewy, far better than anything you can get in a packet, and they're like soft but chewy at the same time, so it's a very nice consistency. And the sauce is not like overly cumin, which I don't like. It's like perfectly balanced, and it's nice and spicy without blowing your head off. Absolutely amazing. I would eat this every day if I could. You too, right?